okay, because these people at one point in time in their life also were stranded and homeless. And now they're putting their abilities out into the community with the help of Father David and the social workers here.
We talk to the people, try to build their self-esteem, which is very difficult for someone who is on the street. There is a certain level of esteem that they do not have. They have a lot of bravo, a lot of mouth, and they're very vocal. They will tell you that they won't do this, they won't do that, but when you can get them to sometimes let go of a little bit of the pride, you can get them to help themselves. When they realize that I don't have all the answers, or anyone in this house, no matter how professional, how far they have gone down and how much I've been exposed to, every person is an individual.
So now I'm host of hospitality, and this is the young men that comes in to sleep in the shelter every day. They are here at 9 o'clock. I serve them their food. I sit down and I talk to them and try to find out what they want to do with their life, you know, as to mine, what I want to do. I know where I'm going, but there's a lot of people who's lost. And when you're lost, you need directions. And this is what I do in our nightly talk each night. I work this 5 days a week, you know, and from 9 to 10, 11, whichever, we talk. And we talk about them getting their life together, you know.
People do not have to accept injustice and brutality and oppression and poverty. Reading a book called Bread and Wine about life under Mussolini in Italy. And of course there was the suppression of freedom. But it speaks about a fellow who would hide in the caves of this village, and he would come out at night and just scrawl on the walls the word no. That was something. And sometimes I think all we're doing is scrawling on the walls. You know, we're saying no. We go down and continually have sit-ins at the Star Wars Research Institute where billions of dollars are being spent on a defense system which scientists tell us cannot work, and in which now the Pentagon tells us is too expensive except to protect the military. And this money, we feel, needs to be used on housing and creating work and creating education for people, for poor people.
As I am living here now at Emmaus, I wind up having all these flyers and banners that are around the house for different protests that come up. I believe that too often people have a tendency to say, well, it's the system, or it's the white man, or it's this or that caused my problems. And upon that, they feel that they have resolved themselves of any need to do anything further. I don't feel that way. I believe that once they have an understanding that it's almost an obligation as a person to learn about what causes you to be where you are, and to try and change things to make it better as it's seen. Not change so much as in that I am going to get a BMW someday from doing this, or that I'm going to be able to buy a Rolex watch, but that I will be able to work at a job that makes me happy and provide for myself the things I need, and not what I'm told that I need by the media.
like I said, Emmaus House was something new, you know. They had rules and regulations, and especially after you've been in the streets a long time, you know, you get used to running your own life, you know, doing things your own way, at your own pace. So I had a few things to change about myself. There were times, you know, where I just used to say to myself, I don't need this, you know. I can go back to a shelter and, you know, work through there. But I never left, you know. Something always told me that wouldn't have been the smartest thing to do. It's trying, you know. Emmaus has its moments where, you know, but in their own sense, they're only doing good, you know. They're trying to show you what it's really like out here in the real world. And I'll be the first to admit, I didn't like going to meetings and having all those rules and regulations. But I stuck with it, you know. And I'm not the best person I can be, but I have changed a lot.
It hasn't all been bad. There's been some good. And now I'm really looking forward to continuing on the good, and even with the music, and with the message.
When you come with nothing and you get something, always remember from whence you came. Because life is not a stage joker. This is real. This reality that we are living is real, and there's no pretending about it. We must wake up and learn that. And only us can take us out of this position. See, I can do it for me, but I can't do it for all of Emmaus House, but I can show you how, if you're willing to learn or to listen. There is nothing that we do not or cannot accomplish. Homeless? Hey, just another word. It's real, but it's just another word. Because we put ourselves in a position a lot, and once we get that low esteem, we're not going anyplace. It takes us too long to come out of that, because we got too many other things that seems good, which is bad.